Welcome to Project NOTOS. Today we'll talk about one of the world's oldest games, backgammon. This game holds a special meaning for me. I often play with my father-in-law, turning it more than just a game. It's a tradition we both enjoy. Backgammon is a journey through history and culture that has survived thousands of years. It's a game of strategy, skill and luck that people have loved playing across continents and generations. If you guys enjoy videos like this where we uncover secrets and stories behind the most incredible creations, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so you'll never miss a video. Now let's go! Actually, let's backgammon! Backgammon is one of the oldest board games in the world, with a history that stretches back over 5,000 years. Archaeologists have discovered early versions of the game in Mesopotamia, modern-day Iraq, where it was played by the Sumerians. One of the oldest examples of a backgammon-like game is the Royal Game of Europe, which dates to around 2600 BCE. This game used dice and playing pieces just like backgammon does today, and was believed to have religious or symbolic significance. Players thought the dice rolls reflected the will of the gods, making every game a blend of strategy and divine fate. From Mesopotamia, versions of backgammon spread to Persia, where it became known as Nard. Persian poets and scholars even wrote about the game, comparing its board to the world and the pieces to the struggles of life. As trade routes expanded, the game traveled to Greece, Rome and later to Europe. The Romans had their own version called Ludus Duodecim Scriptorum, meaning the game of 12 lines. It became so popular in Rome that emperors were known to play it, and sometimes even gamble heavily while doing so. The name backgammon likely comes from Middle English, combining the words back and gammon, which meant game. By the 17th century, it had evolved into the version we know today in England. From there, it spread to America and other parts of the world, solidifying its place as a global favorite. Interestingly, in the 20th century, backgammon saw a huge resurgence in popularity, thanks in part to the invention of doubling cubes, which added a new level of strategy to the game. Tournaments began to appear, and the game's prestige grew among both casual players and serious competitors. Now let's talk about the board itself. The backgammon board is divided into 4 quadrants, each with 6 triangular points, making 24 points in total. These points alternate in color and are used to move checkers around the board. Each player starts with 15 checkers, which are placed in a specific pattern at the beginning of the game. The board is also split into 2 sides, the home board and the outer board. The object of the game is simple: move all your checkers into your own board and then bear them off, that is, remove them from the board completely. The first player to bear off all their checkers wins the game. To start the game, each player rolls a single die. The player with the higher roll goes first, using the numbers from that roll to make their moves. After that, players take turns rolling 2 dice. The numbers rolled dictate how far you can move your checkers. You can move 1 checker the total of the 2 dice, or 2 checkers separately using each die. But here is the catch: you can only land on points that are open. A point is open if it's empty or occupied by only one of your opponent's checkers. If you land on a point with one of your opponent's checkers, that checkers is it and sent to the bar, a special area in the middle of the board. Your opponent must then re-enter the checker into the game before making any other moves. The strategy lies in blocking your opponent while keeping your own checkers safe. You can do this by creating a blockade of 2 or more checkers on consecutive points, which prevents your opponent from landing there. Backgammon is often called a game of skill and chance. While the dice bring an element of luck, it's your own decision to determine the outcome. Knowing when to play aggressively, when to play defensively, and when to take risks is key. For example, a common strategy is to create anchors, points in your opponent's own board that you occupy with 2 or more checkers. This gives you a safe spot to retreat if you get it. Another strategy is the prime, which is a series of consecutive block points. If you can manage to trap your opponents behind the prime, they'll have a very hard time advancing. And let's not forget the doubling cube. This small cube with the numbers 2, 4, 8, 16, 32 and 64 adds an extra layer of strategy. Players can offer to double the stakes of the game, forcing their opponents to either accept the challenge or forfeit the game. Now for some fun facts. Backgammon is one of the most studied board games in the world. Computer programs have been developed to analyze strategies, and some of the best players even use AI tools to refine their skills. The oldest known backgammon board was discovered in Iran in the Burned City, dating back over 5,000 years. Backgammon is one of the few board games that has been taken to space. Astronauts on the International Space Station have played it as a way to pass the time and unwind during their missions. The largest backgammon tournament in the world is held annually in Monte Carlo, Monaco. Players from all over the globe come to compete for the title of World Champion and some serious prize money. Backgammon also holds the title of being one of the first games to go digital. In the 1970s, the game was programmed into some of the earliest home computers, paving the way for today's online backgammon platforms. Another fascinating fact is that it has been used as a tool for teaching probability and statistics. The random nature of dice rolls provides a perfect example of how probabilities work in real life. Finally, in ancient Persia, backgammon was thought to have connections to astrology. The board's 24 points were said to represent the 24 hours in a day, while the 30 checkers symbolize the days in a month. Backgammon is more than just a game. It's a living piece of history that has entertained people for millennia. Its combination of strategy, skill, and chance makes it as exciting today as it was thousands of years ago. Thank you for watching today's video on Project NOTOS. If you have never played backgammon before, why not give it a try? It's easy to learn, but it will challenge your mind and keep you coming back for more. And if you enjoyed this video through the world of backgammon, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment and subscribe for more. Until next time, happy gaming and happy exploring!